Learning how to be movie stars.
All right, that's a coffee. It's a coffee talk. It's a coffee talk.
Announce it. It's a coffee
I don't
talk.
know. It says it before. I think there's the jingle.
Oh,
I don't even
that's
think
right.
it says. It does. It goes. Insurance News. Welcome to the Insurance News Podcast. Right? Or does it just say coffee talk? I don't know. So that's good radio audio. I want to talk a little bit about time management. This comes up a lot in the Elite Dudes, comes up in the couple groups and it comes up between us talking. Yes, Mr. Jason, I see you have a question.
I want to know a question. We're about to talk about time management, and we talked for a minute at the beginning about what the intro was that they already listened to.
That's right.
Prior to us talking.
Because it's important to give it a real live example of the thing by doing the thing.
Right.
Isn't it?
Totally makes sense.
Now it makes sense. And yet more great time management here. But I was reading up on some time management, and I came across a really cool list of a few things they should look at.
Tell.
Yeah, I thought we'd go through a list today. What do you think?
Yeah, let's go through a policy jacket too. I'm excited. Yeah, list.
A yellow jacket. All right, here we go.
List.
All right, we brought this up before. You need to set your goals, and you need to set your goals correctly. Don't just randomly pick some goals, right?
You're right.
What's a good acronym for setting goals? Do you remember? They're not dumb goals.
Planning prevents piss poor performance.
No, that's different. That's a different thing.
Darn
That's
it.
a different thing. No, it's not a dumb goal. It's a
Smart.
yes. And do you remember what they stand for?
No. Super monkey attends rad tardiness. No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Those are the SMART goals. So why don't you give an
know what I like
example?
about that?
Yeah. What do you like about that?
The time bound part.
Yes.
It's got to have a date.
Yes. Right. Like if you're working with other businesses, or you're trying to negotiate things, and you shoot out an email and you just say, "Hey, is the thing we're working on almost done?" Then how are they going to respond?
Not yet.
Great. That was really useful, right? So let's not only maximize our time and manage it, but when we shoot that email out, let's hold them accountable to that. Hey, I was curious. We've gone back and forth a little bit. I'd love to have a specific day that this is going to be done, so that I could, so that we could properly plan for blah 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 blah, right? And then get specific, get all of the things
properly planned to prevent piss poor performance.
Yeah, the
right?
6 Ps. 6 Ps, that thing. You got to properly plan to prevent piss poor performance. You got to. What else is there? Here's number 2. You ready?
Yes.
Prioritize wisely. Prioritize wisely.
Truth. And one of my favorite ways to do that is to take an inventory at the beginning of the day and then decide what's the most important thing and then hit it that way. So many times, I'll start out my day and I'll see something and I'll just do it, right? Oh, okay, I can actually do this pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing you think. I can actually do this pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And it's
then
like,
what happens?
dude, that's it. You are completely derailed.
Yep. You know what I did with my van? I thought I could put an air conditioner on the roof very quickly. Now I have the entire electrical system pulled out. I have the entire plumbing system pulled out. It's gutted. I gutted the whole thing from the shower
Craig,
back.
You did not think you could do that really quickly.
Well,
you might have thought that you could do it, but there's no way.
I'm certain I could do it.
that.
But And I'm only doing it because I find that fun, and it stops the chatter in the brain because I'm so focused on that,
Right.
whatever that thing is. But woo, I am elbows deep, my friend. I'm slightly alarmed. I'm not quite in over my head, but a couple times I've thought,
Dude, the
uh-oh,
pictures you
I have to
sent
make a
me.
phone call.
I mean, why don't you could have you're just basically rebuilding your entire van
I
that
know.
you bought.
I know. My wife said, "Why didn't we just get the good one from the dealership?" Yeah, I know. Because
That is
I
so
I didn't
funny.
prioritize wisely and do my research. So that's important, right? To prioritize. I love you making the list, um, and then being really. I think you have to be intentional about following through on that list, like you said. I bet you everybody here that's listening, all two of them know that they wake up in the morning and they
Right.
open their phone or their computer and they look at their email and then they start responding because you got to get those done. And that's the worst,
Because
right?
you already have it open. Your brain tells you,
Yep.
dude, you already opened it. It's
You
right
open it.
there. You can
Yep.
do it really quickly.
Yeah, just really quick. And then all of a sudden,
Oh,
2 hours go by, right? Would it have been better
it's the
to
worst.
work out, meditate, eat a nice breakfast, spend some time with the kids or the wife, and then go to work and then open that email? Would anybody have died? I mean, maybe if
Well,
you're like on the bomb squad and they needed the code or something, but like if you're an
yeah, I
agent
was just thinking what scenarios.
like that, like what's the code? But I don't
Somebody
think that
held
that
somebody hostage,
sure, but that's not really
emailed you.
pertinent here. I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Run it differently if you're on the bomb squad. Number 3, set a time limit to complete the task. I like that.
That's huge, dude.
I like that because it's not first in, first out, or last in, first out for this thing. It's just set a time. Okay, this thing, like you make that list that you're talking about, then say when you're going to do it by. What are you going to do it by, Mr. Jason? And you could rank these things by urgency, right? Reading the email and responding to the dry cleaners, not the number one thing, right? Not
Right.
the number one
It
thing.
goes back to that saying of, shoot for the stars, and if you fall, you hit the moon, or shoot for the moon, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever. But if you have that, let's say tomorrow, let's say you have some sort of goal and you're
yeah,
trying to hit it tomorrow by like
sure,
12 noon, and you screw up, you're still going to get it done way faster. Let's say it
yeah,
takes you 2 days. That thing probably would have taken 4 or 5 days, or you would have procrastinated it to next year if you didn't set that time.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because
I
even
think
if you
it's yeah.
screw up, what's the saying? Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I'm just
If you
listening.
hit the, if you shoot for the stars,
And you may get a pizza.
no, it's shoot.
Shoot for the moon and you'll follow the stars.
Yes.
Number 4,
Now, before you go into
yeah,
yeah, before we go into, is it 4 that you're going into, or 5?
I'm gonna jump into number 4.
Okay,
Why?
because how many numbers are there?
There's 7.
I just want to know.
We can get through it.
Okay, let's do this.
We got two.
Yeah,
We
let's
got
do
a.
it.
We got a couple minutes left.
Okay,
Number 4, take a break between tasks. This is important.
love it.
It's so important that the iPhone tells you to. Like, hey,
Fresh.
buddy, maybe you should stand up. Right? That's a good idea. It's probably, I
Yeah.
mean, let's remove all ability to think and just listen to what the machines tell us. But it is for our own good, right? We have to
Yeah.
transition. I mean, that's good. So I like that. How about number 5? Organize yourself. Organize yourself. Just
Which
get
kind of goes
organized.
back to one of those other ones,
Yeah.
right? Prioritizing and organizing is kind of the same
Yeah.
thing.
It's similar. It is.
But you know what? That's a good point, because the other day when I was working from home, I work from home one day a week, and the first thing I did is I said, I cannot work like this. It's going to drive me nuts. So I had to like organize my area. and it made me 10 times more productive.
Right. Yeah.
I like that one. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Next one.
it's like organize your workspace, make it like this where it's not cluttered.
Right.
Oh, I love it, especially as beta testers of the iOS 15. Remove non-essential tasks and activities. Right? We have the little focus thing. So, you got the texts, you got the messengers, you got I don't know if anybody uses LinkedIn because that place is just the worst. But LinkedIn, I mean, you know what? It's not the worst. It's just something I don't prefer.
I love it. So here's a little just side note for
Yeah.
anybody out there. One of Craig's favorite phrases is "That's the worst," and now I say it, and I love it. I think it's funny, but
Yeah.
yes, you say that in front of some people. They're like, You're like, dude, that's the worst, and they're like, wow, he thinks that's the worst thing, but it's like not. It's like a funny phrase. I
It's
love that
just
phrase.
funny. Yeah.
That's the worst. I know
It's
it's
the
the worst.
worst. I don't prefer it. Or I don't prefer it also.
I do
And
not prefer that.
yeah, I don't prefer that. And number 7. You ready, my friend?
Number 7.
Plan
Ooh,
ahead.
hold on,
Plan
drum
ahead.
roll.
Oh,
Oh,
plan ahead.
okay. Plan ahead.
Also, a lot of it sort of ties together. All these things work together.
Okay.
But time management is something that people don't do. And, a lot of folks, I'm talking to you, are procrastinators. And so you want to shift that procrastination off to the side. Here's how you do it.
We're all
Utilize.
procrastinators.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
All of us. There's something that you're procrastinating at all times. There's somebody's
Dudes are
Yeah.
notorious to procrastinate going to the doctor.
Truth.
And
So
you know
our
what? If
lives
I
get
didn't go
out
to
of
the
it.
doctor, they would have found the little skin cancer there that they took off, which was also the worst. having that thing cut off. Oh, I do not
Tell the
recommend
story
it.
real quick.
Oh, so I went in first. No, I had to get it cut twice. I go into the dermatologist and because I have the
Where is it
psoriasis
located?
on my shoulder, and
Yes.
so she said okay, or I asked her about it, and she said let me look, and she looked, and she goes, oh, hold on one second. We're going to have to take a closer look at that. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? She goes, oh, we're going to, do a little quick biopsy. And I'm like, oh, no, that's okay. Well, I'll come back later. And she put her hand on the middle of my chest. And at the same time, the chair was going backwards. She's like, this, I'm not, I was not,
Yeah, you're not leaving.
I was being forcefully held. And so she put me down. They came over. She already jabbed me with a needle and filled it up with the number and just, she goes, we got it. And I'm like, what? You just, she bamboozled me. I did not get permission for that. Anyway, they sent it off and it's it's a pre-melanoma. And so I had to go to the cancer center and then have it really removed, which apparently, I didn't watch, I would have barfed, but my wife was in there and she said it was like half a golf ball of what they dug, how deep. And I get a little squeamish. I get super hot. There's a thing called vagal response where you almost pass out. It almost happened. I almost passed out, but the top, they hit a blood vessel and it squirted blood on my face from my shoulder while I was laying there. Also the worst.
And so did you faint?
Close. I got so hot I thought I was going to die, but I didn't, and I didn't faint, and I made it out of there alive. And it's now clear, so you guys are stuck with me.
And so here's the deal. I'm going to help you manage your time.
Yeah.
That's a coffee talk.
That's a coffee talk. We'll see you next time.